Okay, let's go.
Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working so hard, but the wealth or the success you're chasing, it just seems to stay out of reach. Well, what if the answer isn't about doing more, but about being more? Today, we're going to break down Dr. Joe Dispenza's incredible formula for changing your reality from the inside out, and believe it or not, it all starts with one very powerful question.
So let me ask you this. Are you the creator of your life, or are you the victim of it? Now, according to Dr. Dispenza, this isn't just some deep philosophical thought. It's basically the master switch that controls your entire reality. See, a victim thinks, I'm stressed out because of what's in my bank account. But a creator knows my thoughts and feelings are the cause of what's in my bank account. Just getting that one little shift is the key to, well, everything we're about to get into.
Okay, so if being a creator is that powerful, why do so many of us feel stuck in that victim mindset? Well, it all comes down to our programming. Most of our deepest beliefs about money, about success, about what we deserve, they were all hardwired into our subconscious mind before we were old enough to even have a say in it.
And this is exactly what that programming sounds like in your day-to-day life. It's the victim program. It's that automatic gut reaction that says our feelings are caused by the outside world. My job makes me feel limited, or that person made me feel bad. We're essentially just giving all of our power away, constantly reacting to a reality we think we have absolutely no control over.
So how in the world did this program get installed so deeply? Well, it happened when our brains were basically wide open sponges. From the day we're born until about age 6, our brains are in what are called delta and theta wave states. Think of it like being in a constant state of hypnosis. There's no critical thinking, no filter. So when we hear our parents say things like money doesn't grow on trees, we don't question it. We just download it as a fundamental truth. And that becomes the operating system for the rest of our financial lives.
And the result of all that childhood programming? We end up with an emotional home base that Dr. Dispenza calls lack. You know that feeling, right? It's that familiar, kind of hollow sensation that something is missing. It's the voice that says you'll finally be happy when you get that promotion, or when you get the money. You're always waiting for something outside of you to fix the feeling inside, and that puts your entire future on hold.
And when you're operating from that constant feeling of lack, there's really only one way you can try to fix it, right? You're forced to chase after things in the physical world. This is what Dr. Dispenza calls the old, and honestly, the exhausting model of reality. You're just chasing matter.
In this old model, we're basically guided by our 5 senses, and they tell us a really simple story. You are here, and the money, the success, the dream, it's way over there. And to close that gap, well, you've got to push and strive and work and grind over a long period of time to drag that thing from over there to right here.
This is the rule book most of us play by without even realizing it. You start from lack. You have to force things, compete with others, and try to control every outcome. And here's the kicker. You believe the experience, getting the thing, is what will finally create the emotion of happiness you're after. It's just an endless hamster wheel that almost always ends in burnout.
And this right here is the fundamental flaw in that whole old way of thinking. You finally get the thing you were chasing, and for a little while that feeling of lack goes away. But as the quote says, the novelty wears off, and that emptiness, that feeling of lack, it just comes rushing right back. So you're forced to find a new target, a new thing to chase. It's a cycle that can never, ever bring you real fulfillment. But thankfully, there is another way.
So this brings us to the new way. And this is the real game changer. This is the paradigm shift, where you stop chasing matter and you start creating from pure energy. You stop trying to manipulate things in the physical world, and instead you go straight to the source of it all.
And that source is what quantum physics calls the quantum field. Just think of it like an invisible web of energy and information that connects absolutely everything. It isn't empty space out there. It's a field of pure potential. Every possible reality you can imagine, the version of you that is wealthy, the version that's healthy, the version that's deeply in love, it already exists as a blueprint, as an energetic frequency, right here in this field.
So, how do you get there? How do you connect with it? By becoming, as he says, nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, in no time. What does that even mean? It means you have to disconnect from your physical reality for a little while. When you close your eyes and you take your attention off your body, off the people in your life, off your problems, you are no longer being defined by your past. You become pure awareness. And that is the exact state you need to be in to connect to the field of all possibilities.
Now look at this. Look at how the new way just flips that old model completely on its head. Instead of creating from lack, you create from a feeling of wholeness.
Instead of forcing and controlling, you attract and allow. And here it is, the most crucial point. The elevated emotion comes first, which then produces the experience. This new way literally shortens the time it takes for your dreams to show up. And instead of burnout, you start seeing synchronicities, opportunities, and amazing coincidences pop up all over your life.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but how do we actually do it? Like, what are the steps? Well, Dr. Dispenza lays out a really clear two-part formula for creating from the field. It's all about combining two coherent or organized signals.
All right, part one is a coherent brain. Your brain is kind of like the electrical component in this equation. It's what sends the signal out into the field. And that signal, that's your clear intention. It's the what. What exactly is the future you want to create? It has to be a really clear, focused, and powerful signal.
Think about it. When you're stressed out, your brain is totally incoherent. It's like a radio station full of static. The signal is weak and disorganized. But when you calm down, when you broaden your focus and put your attention on space, on nothingness, your brainwaves actually become synchronized and rhythmic. They become coherent. And that creates a powerful, clear signal that you can broadcast right into the field.
But just sending the signal from the brain, that's not enough. You need part two, a coherent heart. If the brain is the electrical part, your heart is the magnetic component. It generates a huge magnetic field that literally acts like a magnet to draw the experience to you. So the brain sends the signal out, and the heart draws the result back in.
So what creates that powerful, magnetic, coherent heart? An elevated emotion. And honestly, this might be the most important piece of the entire puzzle. You have to feel the emotions of your future before it happens. You don't wait for success to feel grateful. You generate the feeling of gratitude right now to attract success. You are literally teaching your body on a chemical and emotional level what your future feels like before it's even here.
So here's the formula in its simplest form. You combine a clear intention from a coherent brain with an elevated emotion from a coherent heart. When you put those two things together, your energy, your entire electromagnetic signature, is no longer a match to your past. It becomes a perfect vibrational match to that potential future that's just waiting for you in the quantum field.
And that brings us to the final, and maybe the most profound part of this whole thing. Because what if the goal isn't really to get more money or a new house? What if all that stuff is just a side effect of the real prize, which is who you become along the way?
The real game isn't about getting a bigger bank account. The real game is about overcoming that old version of yourself. It's about noticing those automatic thoughts, those familiar feelings of lack, and consciously making a different choice. As Dr. Dispenza says, your personality creates your personal reality. So if you want a new reality, you literally have to become someone new. And he says it best right here. It's not about the wealth, it's who you become. We all think it's about getting the stuff, but it's really about the process of becoming. It's the overcoming. The money, the success, those are just markers on the road telling you you're on the right path. The true abundance is becoming a person who can create joy and gratitude from within, no matter what's going on outside.
So we end right where we started, with a choice. Most of us wake up every single morning and unconsciously start retelling the story of our past, of our limitations, and we keep that reality alive. This work, it's an invitation to do something different, to stop telling that old, tired story, and instead, to start telling the story of the future you actually want, and then start living in it, today.